You from New Jersey?
But some other fun kind of current event news, and with another, of course, with the big Jersey angle here of the No Genius from New Jersey podcast. But this just this past Sunday was, of course, Oscars night here in Coronaville. Rich, did you watch the Oscars this week?
I did not.
You did not.
Unfortunately,
Much like the most of the world, you did not watch it. Apparently, the overall viewing of the Oscars was like dramatically down. It was a shitty show, honestly. It was the overall flock of movies. It was a weird year for movies since nobody really saw any movies because there was no movies. So, and especially the movies that came out were all really good, but none of them were like blockbuster Hollywoody kind of movies, and none of them were
Tiger
like
King.
What's up?
Tiger King.
Yeah, exactly. There was no, definitely no fucking sensations or pop culture crazes like the Tiger King. I guess the closest to that would be Borat was nominated. That was like the biggest thing to like. You never saw you haven't seen the new Borat?
I couldn't. My wife wouldn't watch it with me, so I'm at her house. I don't have it.
It's fucking hilarious, dude. It really is. Like
yeah,
they did a good job adding the young girl for some like fresh blood in the whole Borat thing. But it is still hard to believe that anybody out there could still be fooled by Borat. You know what I mean? Like he's such a famous fucking guy. Like they sell goddamn Halloween costumes. Like how is anybody still falling for this gimmick? But so the little daughter definitely like threw everybody off. That was a good. And they pulled it off really well, and it was a little bit more believable the way that it was presented and all. You should definitely check it out. But it got total snubbed, a big snubski from the Oscars though, as it did not win best. It did not win Best Picture, but I guess though.
What did?
What did win Best Picture, I guess, is the big headline story here on the No Geniuses from New Jersey podcast.
Do tell.
Guess, yeah, because we got a shout out to one of the geniuses from New Jersey, but I guess the winning film at the Oscars for Best Picture was Nomadland, which as well won, Frances McDormand won for the leading actress in the Oscars.
Wow.
Were both from Nomadland, which is really sad. It was a great movie, but not exactly like a thrill-a-minute. A pretty sad tale of like a woman who lost her job in one of those like horrible factory towns where the factory moves away and the whole town goes to shit, and her husband died, and she pretty much like hits the road on like and lives in a van on kind of like a never-ending road trip, but not out of like a spiritual pursuit, more out of like desperation because she has no other alternatives. She's like living in a van in national parks.
When did she start doing stand-up? Does she go into stand-up?
I know, seriously. Great call. It sounds like definitely the prequel of a comedy. But I guess all in all, though, the film was based off of a book called Nomadland. Okay. Now the book was actually, however, authored by a Jersey resident. Okay, actually a Montclair native, Jesse Bruder, who was like a journalist who kind of like set out on the road. It was like that was the part of the movie that got changed, where Frances McDormand is definitely based off of Jesse Bruder's experience. However, Jesse Bruder herself was a journalist, kind of trying to take in a road trip for a little bit of like experience and research, not out of desperation like the Frances McDormand character. However, the character is basically based off of this girl, Jesse Bruder from Montclair, who wrote a book called Nomadland about her experiences living in a van on the road, and all of the people in the movie. Another cool part about the movie, but Frances McDormand is one of very few actors, and a lot of the people in the movie are just real nomads that are like living in vans in national parks, and a lot of those actual people were the people that Jesse Bruder met and dealt with on her experiences, and they like found Linda May, and all those people are the people from Jesse Bruder's book. So this whole movie is really based off of the experiences from this girl from Jersey, from Montclair, Jesse Bruder, who traveled the country in her van, which was a great name for her van, by the way. She named her van Halen. of course, for Van Halen. So fucking major points.
Yeah.
Major points for that. But, so really the whole fucking movie, the foundation of this whole goddamn movie that just won the Oscars and the Best Actress category were all based on a Jersey girl, Jessie Brudder from Montclair. Whoop, whoop. And, as well, Frances McDormand, when she gave her big, her speech for, I think it was the speech for the film, because she won the film and Best Actress kind of like within a couple of awards, but she gave a very, at the time, seemed kind of odd and out of place wolf howl, where she all gathered. This is for everybody for our wolf howl, and they did a wolf howl. The wolf howl, I guess, to take it down a notch, but was actually a shout out to one of the sound engineers on the film, Michael Wolf Schneider, for a 35-year-old from Morristown who actually died of suicide just at the beginning of March. So just
What was he in a van winner? He was in a van winner. Take it any longer?
I know, seriously, you couldn't fucking. I'm done with this goddamn road trip. All right, I think he watched all of the Oscars movies because if you watch Nomadland twice, you might fucking pull a Michael Wolf yourself. But no, of course we can. And big shout out to Michael Wolf Schneider of Morristown, who was a great sound engineer. I guess he worked with Chloe Zhao, the winner, the director of Nomadland, on previous projects as well, and was a big part of the project, and got a huge shout out with the wolf howl on the Oscars, and one of the great moments of the Oscars as a shout out to one of the geniuses from Jersey whom we lost this year. So big shout out to Michael Wolf Schneider, and a big shout out to Jessie Brudder for getting this whole Nomadland thing started, and we owe this great picture and this great performance, and we owe it all to you, Jessie Brudder from Montclair. So big shout out to you, and thank you for your work.
We're gonna do a remake. We're gonna do a remake where we go through all the parking lots of Wawa.
I know, seriously. I mean, that's the kind of road trip I can get behind. Because literally the only thing that's ever kept me from doing one of these big fucking vans, and we kind of talked about it on last week on the show a little bit. But for me, it all comes down to not wanting to shit in a bucket every single day. That's literally the only thing that keeps a roof over my head. Is not wanting to shit in a bucket. Like, if I was able to just shit in a bucket every day, I'd be totally happy living in a van in national parks. That'd be great.
I pee every 5 minutes. I pee every 15 minutes. A lot of people go missing in these national parks.
Yeah.
And every time you say about the van, I live in a van down by the river. It cracks me up.
Yeah.
Not as exciting as a van
that Farley from Saturday Night Live. Living in a van. I mean, that's an Oscar-winning performance from Chris Farley.
Come back to Jersey, you moron!